Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Vantine here with Ted Ings. Today we are at Paragon Honda, and Ted, service acquisition is top of mind for lots of dealerships today.
This dealership group does very well with service drive acquisition. I want to welcome Steve Greenfield from Automotive Ventures to the panel. Steve, thanks for joining us today.
It's great being here. Thanks, Ted. Thanks, Sarah.
We have some wonderful leaders in the industry. Joel Furno from Citrin is here with us, as well as David Lampel from Dealerwing. So, Sarah, I think you want to get questions started.
Yes, Steve, I want to come to you first because service acquisition is such a topic that's being discussed all over the industry, but service acquisition has a lot of variables. So, what makes service acquisition specifically such a powerful growth opportunity for dealerships today?
Well, we're going to hear from the experts here on the panel, but there's an often cited Harvard Business Review article from a few years back now that's often cited in the press, which is it costs 5 to 25 times more to acquire a new customer than to retain an existing customer. Right? I think what you're going to find out from these guys up here today in practice how that actually works. But dealers should be focusing on their vehicles in operation, the consumers that are already coming in the front door to get their car serviced, and attempt to not only make them happier, but sell them the next car. It's much cheaper, much more cost efficient to do so. And if you can remove the friction from that, we'll find out today that there's a tremendous upside opportunity for dealers as a result.
Murat and Anthony, talk to us a little bit about what the service acquisition process is like here at Paragon, and how did you get started?
Well, I mean, it's a robust process. I mean, we started about 10, 11 years ago when we were looking for ways to grow the business. And there's two ways to grow the business. You could spend your way to growing the business, or you could cultivate your database as best as you possibly can. And for us, we knew we were getting about 100 customers every single day coming into our Honda shop, and we're getting about 60 to 70 customers coming into our Acura shop. And with the acquisition of White Plains, they're getting about 70 to 80 customers every single day in their shop. And we realized, like Steve just said, it's cheaper to keep them than it is to get them. And we put our best of the best there. A lot of dealerships struggle, and they go ahead and they put the cast-offs that are on the fritz of leaving the organization. They put them at service and see if there's anything they can do for them there. For us,
like putting your best rider
yeah,
and not making them do express, putting the worst rider for express.
exactly.
No sense.
Exactly. So we moved some of our top-end producers to manage the service drive, and they have a sales team, respectively. In a Honda, we have 12 salespeople, a sales manager, designated finance manager. In Acura, we have one of our best sales managers, our best staff members there, and a designated finance manager. And collectively, between the two facilities, we did 280 new purchases last month, or sales, and we generated close to 200 trades. And a combination of both, and I don't want to get too into weeds with the profitability, but we generated probably about $600,000 in just variable gross, not including internal, not including what those trades generated for us on the secondary market. So those departments alone are probably responsible for about $2 million in revenue every single month. And how can that be a blind spot for us? And we can't allow it. And for us, we've realized the more money we spend in marketing to drive customers that haven't been here in 200-300 days, we now give them an opportunity to upgrade a car. And we're building a culture for customers when they come in to get an oil change, that they know someone's going to offer them a new vehicle. And you never know when that customer is ready to upgrade. You never know if there's a new member of the family joining. You never know if they need something smaller, something bigger. And rather than them going out on their own to try to find something, they'll come in for service, get their basic maintenance done, and get a proposal to upgrade for a new vehicle. And if we could do that with every single individual that comes into the dealership, that comes into our service drive, we'll continue to grow that business. And it's a new set of customers every single month.
A bunch of happy customers leaving too. Some in with their wreck card or an insurance claim, or even with a new car, same payment, sometimes even less.
Joel Furno at Citrin, you staff service drives at hundreds of dealerships throughout the country with your valets and your team. What are some of the things that dealers should be focusing on beyond just revenue when it comes to service drive acquisition?
Yeah, I think these guys touched on it. It's all about customer retention and customer experience. And I do think it enhances the customer experience at the service department when there's additional value offered, whether it's a free appraisal, whether it's having a conversation about inventory that's available. And so beyond just the gross dollars, I do think it's a huge retention tool and a way to enhance the overall service experience.
And David, you're working with the people here at Paragon and Dealerwing. Tell us about it.
So when it comes to service acquisition, I think one of the most important things that you need to realize, if you're getting customers in that haven't been in for a while, you don't need to make all of the money on them up front. It's not necessary. And one of the things that we school our dealerships nationwide on is that when they come into the store, if they haven't been in a while, it's okay if they don't buy everything. It's okay if they just come in for what the advertised price is. And you need to be okay with that. And the team needs to be okay with that and worked accordingly, because you never know when somebody that comes in for a lost leader or whatever ad that you have across the board, um, is going to, you need to give them a great experience. And if they have a great experience when their check engine light comes on, when they have a rattle that they're not aware of, that's when you get a chance to really sink your teeth into those customers. You need to understand that it's not necessary to do it the very first time. And when you work it that way, you build customers for life, and that's what we're trying to do.
And Steve, in thinking about inventory dynamics, they're continuing to shift. We're seeing a lot happening in the marketplace. How important will service acquisition come to a dealership's long-term used vehicle strategy?
I think more and more, Sarah. I mean, OEMs are under pressure. They're under pressure from a lot of reasons, right? Consumer tastes are changing. A lot of the OEMs are taking massive write-offs on their EV portfolios and investments. And now, at least internationally, they're getting squeezed with the Chinese. I suspect dealers might not want to hear this, but I suspect new car grosses are going to continue to be under pressure. Dealers have to say, what are the controllables, the things I can control? As these guys have illustrated, what you can control is how you look at fixed ops, right? I like in selling new cars, and maybe dealers won't like to hear this, is like the Gillette and razor blade, analogy, where, you may not make a lot of money on a new car sale, but you're building your vehicles in operation that you can then retain. And when you have them in, you're making most of your gross margin anyway on fixed ops. And then if you have the opportunity to sell them again, that cycle continues. You keep selling them the handles, and you're going to make your money on the razor blades overall. So I think that, looking at the controllables that you have, which is fixed operations and used car sales, and look at, the lever you get out of selling new cars to consumers to build the vehicles in operation, which ultimately feeds fixed ops, is probably the healthiest way to look at your business over the next couple of years.
And Murat, speaking to the dealers and folks around the country and around the world who are watching, what advice would you have them in terms of service drive acquisition and getting into the game?
If you don't have one, get in there. You don't know what you're missing out on, especially with compression right now. We use car inventory. It gives you the opportunity to stock the shelves. And you'll have people go to the auction and keep their hands up and pay top dollar for cars that they don't know anything of. But you won't step up on a customer that you've sold a car probably 2 or 3 years ago, and you have the full history of that vehicle. You should have complete confidence in yourself to spend whatever you need to spend on that car to stock some shelves, because the used car market is based on selection. And if you have limited selection, you're not going to do well in used cars. But if you have the ability to fill one of each of every model that you do sell over a course of a period of time, you have the ability to catch somebody out there that might be looking for something similar. But if you run with an inventory that's skinny and tight and it's very selective, you're going to have that type of buyer that's looking for that type of car. So you want to have a wide array. And some cars may not make sense to stock. It's okay. There's somebody out there that's interested in something like that. And the service drive gives you the ability to purchase whatever you need, whenever you need it, quite frankly.
Exciting opportunities, Ted, and service acquisition is just going to continue to become an even more important element in dealership operations.
That's right. It sounds like it's just the beginning of the journey, Sarah. I'm Ted Ings. I'm here with Sarah Vantine. We're in Queens, New York at Paragon Honda, and we are going to be right back.